Imagine a world where power isn't just about what you possess, but about what you can erase. A history not solely defined by the grand pronouncements of emperors, but by the chilling silence of those who simply vanished. Welcome to Echoes of Time, your portal to the forgotten pages of history, where we reveal the secrets that lie under the dust of centuries and tell stories that never made it into the history books. Today, we journey back to the heart of ancient Rome, a civilization renowned for its grandeur, its conquests, its intricate legal systems. But beneath the marble veneer and the roar of gladiatorial arenas, Rome harbored a darker, more clandestine reality, a perplexing phenomenon that saw powerful figures simply disappear, their legacies meticulously wiped clean. Their names faded from public record, their property seized, and their very existence denied, as if they had never been. This isn't merely about political purges or the swift, brutal justice of assassination. While those certainly occurred, what we uncover today suggests something far more intricate, a systemic pattern pointing to mechanisms of control so profound they could dismantle an individual's entire life, leaving behind only an echoing void. For centuries, across both the Roman Republic and the sprawling empire, this silent erasure was a constant, unsettling undercurrent. Influential senators, esteemed consuls, and wealthy patricians, pillars of Roman society, seemed to vanish without a trace, becoming what we can only call the Faceless ones. This phenomenon wasn't confined to a single tyrannical reign or a brief period of civil strife. Its shadow stretched from the tumultuous late Republic, a period rife with ambition and betrayal, all the way through to the paranoid reigns of emperors like Tiberius and Nero. These were eras when power was consolidated with an iron fist, and the mechanics of identity alteration and societal erasure were honed to an art form. The goal was often starkly clear: to consolidate power, eliminate threats, and, crucially, to do so without creating inconvenient martyrs. A public execution could rally opposition, but a silent disappearance, an existence simply unwritten, left only fear and a chilling uncertainty. The very concept challenges our understanding of history. We tend to view history as a collection of records, of names etched in stone, of deeds recounted in scrolls. But what if a significant portion of Rome's past isn't just about what was written, but about what was meticulously, strategically, and brutally erased? What silent mechanisms of control shaped an empire that prided itself on its laws and its order? These questions lead us into the cryptic archives and forgotten scrolls, seeking to unearth a narrative far more complex and disquieting than standard histories reveal. The stories of the Faceless ones are not of individuals who merely died, but of those whose very identity was stolen, whose memory was systematically dismantled, leaving behind no trace but the questions we ask today. Historians, delving into what fragmented evidence remains, debate the true extent and methods behind these chilling disappearances. The stories of the Faceless ones are not of individuals who merely died, but of those whose very identity was stolen, whose memory was systematically dismantled, leaving behind no trace but the questions we ask today. Historians, delving into what fragmented evidence remains, debate the true extent and methods behind these chilling disappearances. The puzzle of the Faceless ones offers no easy answers, but three main theories have emerged from the shadows of academic discourse, each painting a different, yet equally disturbing, picture of Roman power. One perspective suggests a sophisticated, state-sanctioned identity theft program. Envision a powerful, centralized apparatus, perhaps an unacknowledged arm of the state, capable of orchestrating the complete removal of an individual from public life. This wasn't a simple arrest. It was a total deconstruction of identity. Imagine the resources required. Complicit officials in every branch of governance, from the census to land registries, from the legal courts to the public forums. Such a program would require immense secrecy and an unquestioning loyalty, or perhaps profound fear, from those tasked with its execution. The purpose would be multifaceted. Primarily, it would serve to control dissent. An enemy of the state, rather than being publicly condemned and potentially inspiring others, could simply cease to exist. Their influence would evaporate, their network of supporters left without a figurehead, bewildered by a ghost. Beyond dissent control, this state-sanctioned erasure could also serve as a tool for redistributing wealth. The seizure of properties, mentioned in the whispers of these vanishings, was a powerful incentive. A wealthy senator's vast estates, accumulated over generations, could be quietly absorbed into the imperial coffers or granted to loyalists, strengthening the emperor's or the republic's financial base without the public outcry that might accompany outright confiscation through official decree. This would be economic warfare by stealth, altering the balance of power and wealth within the elite without a single blade being drawn in public. The precision required for such a systematic obliteration of a persona, from land deeds to familial records, from public addresses to personal correspondence, speaks to an almost unimaginable level of control and bureaucratic efficiency, turned towards the most sinister of ends. It implies a silent terror, knowing that your very existence could be unwritten by unseen hands, a threat far more insidious than a visible executioner. A second theory posits that these events were less centralized, the consequence of brutal political maneuvering by rival factions utilizing legal loopholes and shadowy networks. Rome's political landscape was a treacherous arena, especially during the Republic's final decades and throughout the empire. Powerful families and ambitious individuals constantly vied for influence, prestige, and control. In such an environment, the elimination of a rival could be achieved through means more subtle than a direct confrontation. Imagine rival senators, each commanding vast patronage networks and immense wealth, engaging in a silent war of attrition. Utilizing skilled legal minds, corrupt officials, and clandestine operatives, they could manufacture charges, orchestrate financial ruin, or simply create such a precarious situation for an opponent that their public life became untenable. These shadowy networks would exploit the very complexities of Roman law and administration. Legal loopholes, ambiguities in property ownership, or the sudden strategic fabrication of debts could be weaponized. An opponent might be declared bankrupt, their assets seized, their civic rights stripped, effectively making them a non-person without any overt state decree. The motivation here would be raw, personal power, to dismantle an opponent's life, to seize their resources, to eliminate them from the political game without leaving a clear trail of responsibility. It's a vision of Rome where justice itself could be weaponized, where the law, instead of protecting identity, could be bent to erase it. This decentralized model suggests a constant, internecine struggle among the elite, where the precariousness of one's identity was not just a state-imposed threat, but a danger lurking within the very fabric of aristocratic rivalry. It hints at a Rome where no one was truly safe, and the line between legitimate political struggle and utter ruination was perilously thin. Finally, a third, equally compelling perspective suggests that fear itself played a significant role, with elites choosing self-imposed exile and new identities to escape prescription lists or imperial wrath. In the volatile political climate of Rome, especially during periods of civil war or imperial paranoia, finding oneself on a proscription list meant certain death, a state-sanctioned murder accompanied by the seizure of all assets. Facing such an existential threat, the ultimate act of survival might be to shed one's identity entirely. Imagine a senator, once lauded and respected, now a hunted man. His only hope lies in vanishing, severing all ties, adopting a new name, a new history, perhaps even fleeing to the distant provinces or beyond the empire's borders. This transformation would be a profound act of self-erasure, driven not by external force, but by an internal calculus of survival. To become faceless by their own design meant sacrificing everything: family, legacy, status, wealth, and the very memory of who they once were. It would be a lonely, desperate existence, a life lived in perpetual shadow, haunted by the specter of discovery. The psychological toll of such a decision must have been immense, to willingly become a ghost in one's own lifetime. Yet, for many, it would have been preferable to the certain death that awaited them if they remained. This perspective adds a layer of tragic agency to the narrative, suggesting that some faceless ones were not merely victims of erasure, but active participants in their own disappearance, driven to the ultimate sacrifice of self for the sake of life itself. The truth, as often happens in the echoes of history, likely lies in a complex interplay of these factors. Perhaps some vanishings were indeed the result of a sophisticated, state-sanctioned program of identity theft and control. Others might have been the brutal culmination of rival factions' relentless maneuvering, using every legal and illicit means to dismantle an opponent's life. And undoubtedly, there were those driven by sheer terror to shed their own identities, becoming specters of their former selves to escape the unforgiving gaze of imperial power or the blade of a prescription order. This chilling narrative paints a vivid picture of power, paranoia, and the precariousness of identity in the ancient world. It forces us to look beyond the idealized image of Rome and confront a reality where existence itself could be fleeting, where the line between being a respected citizen and a historical non-entity was disturbingly thin. The silent mechanisms of control that shaped this empire were not always found in grand pronouncements or public displays of force, but in the meticulous art of erasure, in the whispers that followed those who simply ceased to be. These faceless ones may have vanished from the official records, their names unwritten in the annals of history, but their story serves as a profound echo of humanity's great past. It's a reminder that beneath the dust of centuries, secrets still lie waiting to be revealed, challenging us to question everything we thought we knew about Roman power and the profound cost of identity in an empire built on both grandeur and fear. What does it mean for a society when the most powerful can simply disappear? And what does it say about the human condition that even in the face of absolute erasure, the echoes of their absence still resonate through time?